from BBD, Fast and Furious. Well, as everybody's saying, the United States finally come through, folks. And did it come through? In my mind, there was no doubt. But however, there were these naysayers. But what I want to start is what I read in the New York Times. Pandemic global's epicenter. That's what India is now. Pandemic global's epicenter. Okay? Well, that's happening. We are just fighting and fiddling, right? That's what we say. Fighting and fiddling. To do the right thing, center must take stock of what it did wrong. No outcome on May 2nd can be alibi vis-a-vis national imperative. Absolutely. And you can see the focus changing, especially in the Kiss Ass Times now. It's running around already, starting to advertise that we are the guys, were the election count guys. Hey, election count, who the hell cares at this point in time? Except Times Now and this government, right? But they are fiddling and they are fighting. That's what it is, right? And what is Farooq Udwai right? In battle to breathe, next steps. Battle to breathe. Ineptitude and mismanagement by those who govern are as responsible for the second wave as the virus itself. It's almost man-made, just like China did, right? There is still much that can be done to weather this crisis. Not enough is being done, right? What we are finally falling short of, folks, like I said, we had a lot of wood to start with, but now crematoriums run out of wood, seek forest department help. Okay? This is a really sad commentary. Dog crematorium site to be used for humans, right? Extra funerals at Lohapul, Sarai Kale Khan. They've taken over the gardens and created these temporary pyres, right? In Bengaluru, cremation count is more than twice the official toll, and that is not only true for Bengaluru; it's true for everybody, right? You can't sit in your ivory tower and handle this crisis, says High Court to Gujarat, right? And this is what's really actually happening, and Priyanka does have a point. Fewer tests, under-reporting of deaths in UP. A large number of cases are not being reported. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to Adityanath. There is no testing in rural areas, and people in the urban areas also are facing a lot of difficulties in getting the tests done. True that. That's the real picture. In no shortage. This is now what Indian Express has to write. In no shortage, UP, a 12-hour wait. Heartbreak over a fallen cylinder. One cylinder. 12-hour wait. Right? Allahabad High Court steps in. Judicial officers will track chaotic situation in UP. You know, the High Courts that are standing up for us, right? First, one is the Delhi High Court, Allahabad High Court, Tamil Nadu High Court. I think we need more of the same. Supreme Court is jumping in now to take credit, but hey, too little, too late. Then what do we have? Over 1 crore vaccine doses available with states, union territories, says center. You know what 1 crore is, folks? 10 million. You know how much 10 million is in 1.32 billion population that needs to be vaccinated? I'll tell you a little bit, right? Over 1 crore vaccine doses left with states. Then you have states unsure of vaccination phase 3. Like I said, it's just a headline, right? Find stocks and logistics a big worry. Stocks is a big worry. Logistics comes second. Then what do you have here? Eco Times saying next phase of jabs unlikely from May 1st as supplies scarce. SIA Bharat Biotech may send vaccine to states, private hospitals only by 3rd week of May. Only a small amount. What does Arvind Panagria write? Averting the next massive wave, India needs to commit a much larger and faster investment to vaccine manufacturing, which should have actually happened in August. It says, if necessary, the government must use public funds to buy full ownership of the patent on Covaxin at a reasonable price from Bharat Biotech. It should then mobilize multiple manufacturers to go full speed. That too, as also the United States is working with Pfizer to try and see if they can open these patents up for this particular vaccine, folks. So that's that's important. Not only that, money should be lavished at Serum Institute and others to expand capacity. And what do we have here that Pratap Bhanu Mehta writes? Vaccine Darwinism. Center's response mirrors politics in which strong do what they can, weak suffer what they must. To deflect attention, we open up vaccination for all age groups, like I said, but you have exacerbated the problem. If supplies are scarce, opening it up to a free-for-all accentuates the allocation problem. It's going to be a free-for-all, right? And now please listen to this very carefully. This is the mathematics behind the vaccination. We have a total population, folks, of 1.36 billion. Needs 70% to create herd immunity, which is 952 million people need to be vaccinated. 2 doses each, which means 1.9 billion. Now we went rah, I think it was the CNN guy went rah when we reached 1 million doses a day. Now just let me tell you, 1 million doses a day will take 1,904 days to vaccinate everybody, folks, fully vaccinate everybody. That is 5.22 years. Do you understand that? And if you said triple that to 3 million doses, 3 million vaccines a day, it takes 634 days, 635 days, which means 1.74 years. 1.74 years. Don't you forget that. Now just imagine if you had started this process by creating the infrastructure for manufacturing and had those doses available to you from 1st of Jan and had the infrastructure in place, the logistics in place. To do that, you probably could have halved that time or maybe even quartered the time. Now, Ram Bharose, folks. Don't look at the headlines saying vaccines for all, vaccines free for all. Where are you going to get the vaccines? And then how are you going to create the logistic system to vaccinate all those people, folks? You really need to understand this. You need to be up to 5 to 6 million doses a day to even make an impact. Well, this was obviously going to happen. Anger spills into violence at Apollo Hospital, but the anger is being directed at the poor doctors. Emergency services hit amid clash after patient dies in private hospital. The anger must be directed at the administration and the government. They are responsible for this mess, not the hospitals, not the doctors. They are doing the best they can. Here's another one. This again coming back to that CNN IBN fellow, right? Who was saying, oh, but the 69% of total cases in 8 states. True, it's in only 8 states. But see which 8 states. Maharashtra, UP, Karnataka, Kerala, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu. Out of them, 4 of them, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, or 3 of them are engines of India's economic growth. They contribute 66% of India's tax collection. The others are just hoggers, like UP is a hogger, Chhattisgarh is a hogger. But like I'm saying, but they're the largest populations, right? Look at the impact. So you can't really get away by saying it, make yourself happy that it's only in 8 states, the 8 big states. Now this is the critical part that you need to hear it. It's come late, but look at what it is. US diverts wax raw material orders to Serum Institute. Top American companies form task force to provide oxygen, medicine and supplies on a war footing to India, says Manu Pabi. And this is what is the important for. And US CDC to deploy strike team to India to help check pandemic. And I hope this scientific community, this particular government listens to, because our scientific community and the group of doctors around the Prime Minister and the PMO in that group have let us down because they will not voice their opinion, right? This is fascinating, right? Gilead donates remdesivir vials to government to make up for delays on part of its partners. So who are getting delayed? He says including Sun Pharma, Zydus Cadila, Cipla and Biocon have led to a shortage of the anti-COVID drug in the country. So he says delayed supplies from its manufacturers. So it's stepping in to help its partners who are Indians, folks. Okay. Then what do you say? American business rallies to help India fight COVID. I had this, there was this WhatsApp doing this, I think it's on my family WhatsApp doing, oh, look at all the Indian companies, how much they've contributed, what the MNCs have contributed. Folks, what has been committed by Satya Nadella, what's been of Microsoft, Google, Surinder Pichai, and now Apple makes all of these guys, puts all of these guys more or less in shame. So it's not just Indian MNCs. They've always put their money where their mouth is. Far more than Indian corporates have. Right? Indian corporates only do it for the PMO effect. Right? But here's where you're going to get hit, right? I had already predicted this. After poll pause, fuel prices may rise amid higher global risk. Might rise 100%. As God is the witness, right? But economic front continues to be tragic. Business activity at 1-year low. Pent-up demand likely to return by June, Nomura, but that's only if this pandemic plays out. Steepest weekly fall in Nomura Business Resumption Index. Then, as I said, what's come to the US, India better be prepared for, with all the malls and all the shutting down. Malls say too early to switch payment model. Restaurants, retailers seek rental relief. And I think they should get it right. And this was another beauty, which I hope the government doesn't change the goalpost. It says, SpiceJet's Ajay Singh seeks relaxation of bidding rules for aid. Absolutely none. Even if there's only one player in the field, by the end of the day, if that's the only person adhering to these rules, bidding rules, then it is the best partner for this government to take over higher ending. You cannot slip on that, folks. That's a slippery slope, and a slippery slope. Cheers.